Ron and Fez show, Fezzy, from the always comfortable, always tense-free WNEW.
The carefree studios and offices of WNEW.
Oh, God. I would love to come to work one day and just have it feel like a gig.
It would be nice to come to work just one day where it's just coming to work. Talk about tense.
What a wacky day. That doesn't make any sense at all, Fuzzy. Doesn't make the slightest bit of sense.
Things go round and round in circles.
And why are you and I in the middle of this?
I don't know how that happens. But it does.
You know, sometimes I think maybe we should just tell the whole story. Tell the whole story.
Ronnie, we're not going to tell the whole story.
Radio Insider. Radio Insider. Spy Report. Radio Insider.
Why not, Fez?
Because if we tell the whole story, everything that happened today with us is going to start all over again.
Maybe people want to hear the story. Maybe people who listen to the radio station would like to hear the truth.
It's not in our best interest to tell the story, whole or any of it. It's not going to help us one bit.
You know, sometimes maybe things don't have to be for the benefit of us, Fez. Maybe what we do is put the word out there.
But I don't know what it's going to benefit at all. I know it's not going to help us.
How about the people who listen to the station, to let them know what kind of station they listen to? Let them know just how effing crazy it is up and down these halls.
Yes, it is effing crazy, and I think people realize that. But if we start opening our mouths...
You know, I'm telling you right now, I've been on bad acid trips that were less stress-free than this station.
I'll tell you what, you're absolutely right there, because...
I did acid cut with strychnine.
Really?
That was tearing my stomach apart, and as I was throwing up, I saw devils popping out, and yet it still was better than being here.
You're absolutely right in the fact that it gets absolutely surreal here, behind closed doors, where you're like, I can't believe we're discussing these things. All
right, I'm going to talk about it now.
Don't. Please.
Why?
I'm asking you don't. As your friend and your partner.
Here's the whole thing that happened today.
We're going to...
Fezzy, please. All right, just give me 5 minutes.
Ronnie, we're going to end up back down the hallway.
I don't care.
In another situation.
Let me talk, please. Here is the situation.
We get in this, Ronnie.
Let me do it, please. Please, down my way. Just give me a minute. We get here today after, a nice afternoon.
Right.
Fez and I had a chance to go out to lunch, take care of a couple things. We come in here today thinking it was a normal day. Little we know, all this other crazy stuff is going on.
Why don't we just leave it at that?
Fez, please. I'm very serious about this. Give me a minute. Because I don't want you and I to start arguing. There is a lot of people that we work with here, very cool. A lot of people we don't even see at all.
That's true.
And never hear a bad thing about. There is one certain show, and everybody knows about this. There is one certain show who believes the world revolves around them, that somehow the rest of us who work in this business are supposed to take care of. Now, there's a gag order put on Fez and I that we cannot talk about this show. But guess what? I, for one, and I'm not speaking for you now, Fez. I'm going to speak for myself.
Okay.
I, for one, did not get in this business to be told who I can talk about and what I can talk about. And I'm going to say this about this show, and you can dump out 1,000,000 times if you want to.
That's exactly what they're going to do, Ronnie. It's not going to help anything because they're just going to start dumping it.
I don't care, okay? The show, and most people know this, they're, is doing well for themselves. They're picking up affiliates. That show Eddie Trunk.
Ronnie?
And Saturday Night Rocks.
We are not supposed to say that.
I'm going to talk about it all I want. How about this? Eddie Trunk. Eddie Trunk, 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 Ed Trunk, Ed Suitcase Trunk, Big Heavy Metal Eddie Trunk, Ed Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk. Dump out of that. Eddie Trunk, Eddie effing Trunk, Eddie 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 Trunk. All right, that's just immature, and it goes to show how this place is. Big deal. We got dumped.
Right.
Who cares?
I knew that was going to happen. I knew it.
What do I care? Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Ed Trunk, Ed Trunk, Eddie 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 Trunk, Eddie. That's just ridiculous. Anyway,
They're going to do that all night, Ronnie.
What do I care?
I don't know how much of that got out, by the way.
What do I care? At this point, Fezzi, why should I care? It's crazy to worry about that. It's crazy for us to worry about that.
It's insane to come into the office and have to deal with these things, yes.
Okay, you got Albany. All right, Mike Piazza's your best friend.
Ronnie,
Big
they're going to
effing deal. Big effing deal. What's that got to do with Fez and I? What does that have to do with Fez and I? Why don't you do this, Eddie? You do your show, we'll do our show.
That's all Ronnie and I have ever wanted to do is just come in here and do our show.
Eddie Trunk.
They're going to dump.
I don't care if they dump anymore. At the point right now, Fezzi, I don't care. How about this?
Bon Jovi fan since day one.
That's the thing he doesn't want you to know, heavy metal fans.
Bon Jovi fan since day one. Bon Jovi fan since day one.
You're not going to hear him say that on his show, but we have it on tape right here.
Bon Jovi fan since day one.
And I'd like the people in Albany to know.
Apparently he's got a problem with it. And we can leave it at that.
Eddie Trunk. Somehow, Fezzi, Eddie Trunk has gotten himself so that he honestly believes that what we do has something to do with his metal show.
I don't know what it is that has that person upset. I don't know for sure, but I know his dander is up.
His dander. You know what I think it is? I think it's the whole pressure of him getting married.
That's true. He is under a lot of stress.
He used to be one of the boys before that came. Before that started. You could talk about him all the time. I'll tell you what a big part of the problem is at this radio station. And finally, it's going to come out. And it has to do with the ego of Mr. Eddie Trunk. If you would have simply accepted Earl Douglas +2. Earl Douglas +2. It's an extra effing chicken. I'll pay for it, Eddie. I'll pay for it. Earl wanted to bring 2 guests to your wedding. Big deal.
That's where you realize it's insane to come into these hallways and the offices.
Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Ed Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Ed Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk. I'll say it forever. Eddie Trunk, Ed Trunk, Ed Trunk. which is still silly.
I know that last part didn't get on the air. I know that didn't go out.
It's just insane. It's just absolutely insane. Fez, the only way that you and I can do our show is the way that we've always done it. And that's talking about heavy metal music and the people that play it.
It's all we've ever wanted to do. But here's the thing. That's where it gets so insane coming into work when you're dragged into a meeting with the higher-ups.
Right.
Because of a wedding reception, for one thing. It seems ridiculous to have to sit in an office for that long talking about RSVPs.
All right, what about this?
It's ridiculous.
What about this? We send Earl Douglas +2, and we send along a gift. Eddie, is that a problem? And pay for the extra food. Or Earl brings a hamburger or something from Popeyes. I know for a fact that Earl's baby's mother works at Popeyes, and he can get free food.
That's nice.
And a big thing of Popeyes for everybody.
And if that's the solution, fine. That's it.
Yes.
You got it. Ron and Fez will give it to you. But don't put us through this crap every time. When you want to get ready for a show, you want to prepare.
Yeah.
And instead, you have to go into a meeting. You have to go into the conference room. You have to go into an office and talk about the same crap over and over again.
It's ridiculous.
Ron?
Yes.
I was just down the hallway, and Ken wants you to in his office right now.
The answer is no. I was there all day over this situation. I'm not going in there now. I'm not talking about Earl and the wedding reception of Eddie Trunks. I don't care if Piazza's best man. None of that matters to Fez and I. What we want to do, he seems what?
He seems really pissed.
Yeah, well, that's good for him.
He's yelling down there.
Well, he should be yelling.
If I have to go...
Somebody told me Eddie's pacing back and forth in front of his office. I don't care. I'm doing my show with Fez.
We're on the air now, all right? And people should realize that, you know, especially a general manager.
We're on the air. This is our time to do our show.
And if I have to go in Ken's office and hear the same stuff over and over again, my head's going to explode. The man is going to be responsible for giving me an aneurysm.
Did you at least go down and tell him that Earl's baby's mama would be willing to pack us some Popeyes?
All right, I'll tell him. He just pretty much shunned me out of the
And
office.
there's fried shrimp in there as well.
And if someone who
That's chicken and fried shrimp.
And if someone who happens to do a weekend show here has a problem with spicy chicken strips smelling up his reception, I'm sorry.
All right, I'll tell him.
Yes, and let us do our show.
Okay.
Thank you, Rory.
Oh, this is like my head.
I know.
My head is exploding.
Exactly.
And can I just say something to you as my partner?
Yes.
Back me up. For once in your life, I want you on my wing. Like, what was that movie, Top Gun? Who was on the wing?
Who was on the wing? Iceman or Maverick or Goose or somebody?
All right, let's do this. I'm Iceman. You're Maverick. You can ride my wing any day.
Okay.
Ride my wing.
I'm just trying to save you more aggravation. I know you don't want to end up where we were all day today.
Don't always look for a solution, Fez. Back me up, okay? Then later worry whether I'm right or wrong. But back me up 100%.
I'm with you.
Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Ed Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Saturday Night Rocks, Saturday Night Rocks, Friday Night Rocks, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk. Forget it. Let's just do our show.
We're just going to have to.
And Rudy, dump out all you want.
Yeah.
You know what? You can put your elbow on the dump button tonight, Rudy.
Play it like it's a piano.
Because Fezzi and I are not going to sit here and let people dictate what we say and what we don't say. Like Lenny Bruce, Fezzi. Like Lenny Bruce Springsteen. Like Lenny and Squiggy Bruce Springsteen.
Nice. But here's the thing.
We're Lenny and Squiggy Bruce. Right?
Hello. But I cannot go down the hallway and talk to Ken Stevens for another 2 minutes. If Ken wants to wait around till 11 o'clock,
get our agent. Get our real estate agent down there with us. And let him know that he's looking for an apartment for us right now. All right, we'll take some calls. And we're not going to be on this all night, folks. Please, 877-692-1027. Anybody who knows Fez and I, know all we want to do is put on a fun show for everybody. That's all we've ever wanted to do.
That's true. That's our goal. Night after night.
Actually, the same show. Night after night, year after year. That's all we've ever wanted to do.
Till we get it right.
Yeah. Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Bill.
Promise me one thing.
Yeah.
Nothing comes between Ron and Fez and doing this good show.
Billy, how's that helping us right now?
Well, these are tough times. Things want to divide you. People want to get in between Ron and Fez. Don't let that happen.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that means, but, maybe we're starting to fray a little bit, Fezzy. Maybe the reef is starting to come apart. Maybe there's erosion in the reef.
Something's eating away at the coral, the natural coral.
And a lot of that, please, be my wingman. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Be my wingman.
You're absolutely not wrong, but
be my wingman.
Talking about it isn't going to help.
Be my wingman. Back me up.
I'm
100%.
I'm on the way.
110%. Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Jim. Thank you, Jim.
We had to dump out of that. I'm sorry.
They're not going to let us. They're not going to let us say that.
They're not going to let us do it. Tony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Fez.
Yeah.
Hey, Eddie was on his show this weekend, Friday or Saturday.
We're not allowed to talk about him or his show. Okay? We can't talk about Eddie Trump or whatever he's doing.
He was asking for that soundbite that you guys
Bon
have.
Jovi fan since day one.
Tony, I can't talk about that. I wish
know.
I could.
I know what he was asking for because I had to hear about it in a meeting today.
Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Scott.
Hey.
Yes.
You guys got any good word on O&A or what's going on? I've been sitting here all day trying to listen to them.
What about O&A?
What's up with O&A?
Yeah, with the meeting today.
I know that they were upset about this thing between us and Eddie Trunk, and they want everybody to get along. But other than that, I don't know anything about it. I don't have.
A tool.
Please. All right, we're going to have to dump out of that. It's ridiculous. I can't sit here and let people do that. Obviously, O&A, what Fez and I and Eddie do, that has a lot to do with them.
Right.
So they're going to be, a little nervous about it. But I can't think about that right now. I can only think about me and Fez.
And there's a lot of these phone calls up on the screen that we can't use.
We can't.
We're not going to be able to go to some of these phone calls.
Bobby, we can't answer yours. Joe.
Mike, can't use that one.
Jimmy.
Celia. We can't use any of those.
Nipsey, no rhymes today. We can't go to that one.
I'm sure it was a lovely poem, but forget it. We can't do it.
Puerto Rican Eddie, can't go to you. I'm sorry. Jimmy the Geek, can't pick up yours.
No.
Pencil Neck Al, can't grab your call.
Flat Stanley, we're not going to be able to discuss that.
Why can't we talk about Flat Stanley's thing? I didn't see the...
the other line there.
Yeah, about Eddie Trump.
Right. We're not going to be able to talk about that.
And I'll tell you what, big deal. Some people, forget it. I'm not even going to get into it.
This is never the way Ronnie and I ever want to start a show.
Anthony, you're on Ron Fest.
Hey, guys, this is Reef Card Holder number 1.
Hula. To get back to the Reef.
I don't want to say his name, but a lot of what you're saying about him is going out on the air.
Good. I'm glad.
So you're hearing some of it.
I'm glad. I don't care, really.
Yeah, let the dump guy end up in an office, in a meeting for hours. Fine. As long as it's not me and Ronnie again. Because, Lord, I can't take it. My head is pounding.
How's your ass?
Pounded.
You had a late night last night, didn't you?
Yeah, and then I gotta come into this crap.
Why don't you start and get some sleep at night?
I can't. I get restless. That's usually the only thing that can get me to sleep.
You're strapping on, Cuban busboys like they're going out of style. Just relax. Hey, Brian.
Fancy.
Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, listen, Ron. Listen, just take a couple of deep breaths because I want to turn my radio on every day at 7 o'clock and hear Ron and Fez, not Fez and some other guy. All right, I love you guys.
You know, a lot of stuff that you're saying, Brian, does make sense. This is one of those things that maybe in a week from now, 2 weeks from now, I won't even care about. Right now, Eddie Trunk has got my goat.
A week from now, somebody's going to be on a honeymoon, on a vacation.
Yes. And all I want is when that cruise ship pulls away, I want Earl Douglas plus 2 dates to be waving goodbye to that cruise ship.
Bon
and
voyage.
I don't care if I've got to say it to Jeremy. I don't care if I got to say it to Ken. I don't care how far up over their heads I have to go, Fez. But this company should back Earl up.
It's not a ridiculous thing to ask for. 13 years the guy's been here.
13 years of dodging bullets.
So he wants a piece of wedding cake.
Hey, Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, Ron and Fez? I know you're good friends with O&A, but I got a newfound respect for you because at least you air how you feel instead of hiding it. And I wanted to say, if any of you guys got fired, you, Fez, O&A, Ken Stevens is going to need police protection when he leaves that building tonight.
He does right now from ex-wives. And it has nothing to do...
I know.
You know, it has a lot to do with the way he's treated women over the years. And the other thing, basically, is some quick money schemes he got involved in years ago.
I wondered a month ago when he sold his Enron.
Hey, Ralph, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ralph.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Wanted to know if you guys are even allowed to even use his first name, Eddie or Ed.
You know, I will say this, Fez. My favorite cartoon, Ed, and Eddie. Can I say that?
I think that's fine. Yeah.
I like to have a trunk that I keep my things in.
Do you have a favorite horse?
And I just got one thing to say to
Mr.
Eddie
Ed
Trunk.
is a favorite horse of mine. You got a problem with that? Mr. Ed.
Who was the guy that was on Green Acres with Ava Gabor?
Ed Asner. No, it wasn't. Who was it?
Eddie Albert.
Eddie Albert. And then Eddie was also the, like the fix-it guy. Wasn't he Ed?
That was Zeb.
Oh, no, his brother, the girl, was Ed.
Oh, that was Malf and Ralph.
I can never remember that show.
Or Alf.
All right, Nick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, guys, I love you guys. I don't want to see you guys go anywhere, okay? But the thing is here, come on, who has more pull on the station? You or him?
Well, here's the situation that Ken Stevens said to us. What Ken wants is for the Ron and Fez show to work as well as the Eddie Trunk show. That's Ken's situation. He believes that there's room enough for both of us. So do I, Fez.
Right.
But what I would like is for Eddie Trunk to be open to letting Earl go to his wedding plus 2. And I also believe you and I have a right to talk about that on the air. Earl's not a normal person.
No, that's for sure.
A normal person will bring a date for a wedding. Earl wants to bring another couple. So what?
As his date. Here's the thing. This wedding, how conventional could it possibly be to begin with?
Yeah.
That someone couldn't bring a couple as their date. Like with the other freaks that are going to be there, like Earl would actually stand out.
Right.
Slow dancing with 2 other people at the reception.
I mean, obviously, Earl was going to be the only black non-Met at the wedding.
Sure.
But so what?
In the scheme of things, what does it really matter?
What does it matter, Eddie Trunk? There, I said it. Dump out. Rudy, dump out if you want to. Brian, you're on a Fez.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
Yes,
Brian.
what can we do for you?
Who are you guys to comment on somebody else's wedding?
Well, I don't really want to get into that whole situation. You know what? Maybe I will, okay? Maybe I will, Fez.
Well, the thing was in the meeting not to make these things personal.
All
in
right,
the meeting
but
or
it is
obviously
personal.
on the air.
All right, Eddie, Brian, since you asked, is marrying my sister, which I didn't even know was my sister until a little while ago because my dad, let's say, was a traveling man.
True.
Okay? He's a traveling man.
I would stay out of it, guys.
Well, now we're talking about family.
All right, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
All I want is this. I want the ability to comment on it, Brian.
Hey, that's your prerogative. Just some advice.
Thank you, Brian, for the advice.
People are driving me nuts, Fuzzy. Nathan, you're on Manifest.
Hey, guys. Big S card holder 12399.
Hoo-ah!
All right, why can't you say Eddie Trunk on the air all of a sudden?
It's something that Eddie doesn't want us to do anymore.
All right.
And that we're getting from the powers that be.
Oh.
Okay?
That's tough.
All right. And things are starting to happen for Eddie Trunk. There's a lot of heavy metal guests coming to his show. A lot of Mets are here.
Right.
And I'm not going to comment. I'd like to see a Yankee or two come in and play some Argent, maybe, from 1974. That whole hold your head up, God gave rock and roll to you era that, to me, Eddie is just forgetting about.
What's that going to hurt? Some glam, maybe.
Yes. How about metal and glam?
I'll tell you one thing that's off at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I know two people sitting in this room, named Ron and Fez, that were asked to help write vows. And I don't know if that's going to happen now.
Here's my vow. There's nothing wrong with bringing two people to a wedding. That's my vow, and I'll die singing. So maybe this is our last night tonight here, Fezzy. Frankly, I don't care.
Well, I'm sure we got another day of meetings ahead of us tomorrow, so we'll find out then.
I'm sure this will be all over the internet. People with their, they love their little radio gossip. What's going to happen in the radio war, Ron and Fez versus Eddie Trunk? Can I tell you folks something? Get a life. What's the difference?
All we want to do is our show.
Say it again, but even in a more babyish voice.
All we want to do is our show.
Is that so much?
Is it wrong?
Hey, Bill, you're on Manifest.
Hey, guys,
Bill.
how's it going?
Yeah.
Cardholder 113. Instead of just using his name, how about just using his initials, E.T.?
Oh, that would be perfect. We start to get to him. Ouch.
There you go.
Ouch. Phone home. Phone piazza. Phone piazza. I'll be right here with metal. Oh, that'll drive him nuts.
I like the E.T. idea.
Yeah, I like that too.
It.
That's our new thing. Oh, Fezzy, the show that comes on after us Friday nights.
Uh-huh.
Here's the new theme song.
All right.
Right here.
Oh, flying in on a bicycle.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi fan since day one. Bon Jovi fan since day one.
Ouch. The music's too loud. Joyce, you're on Fez.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, Joyce.
I had a question. I thought you guys were going to the wedding.
No.
If Earl wants to go that badly with two people, I mean, I don't want you guys not to go, but I thought you guys were going.
Yes, but when people invite Fez to something, they already assume that we're a couple.
Right.
So we don't get a +1. We get a Ron and Fez, please come to our wedding.
Yeah.
That happens to us no matter what the situation is, where people will go, ask other couples to things, and they'll go, and Ron and Fez, you're invited.
Yeah, we get a Ron.
Like somehow there's a whole thing out that we're married.
We got one invitation that on the envelope said Ron plus Fez.
Yeah. What does that even mean?
I have no idea. I find it a little insulting.
What if there's a couple that I would like to go with or a couple that Fez would like to go with?
Yeah, I know several couples. I would love to invite two people, but I'm not given that option.
Ouch. I don't like Ron and Fez to talk about us. Ouch.
Bon Jovi fan since day one. Bon Jovi fan since day one.
Dump out of that. Eddie Trunk, Ed Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, dump out. Ed Trunk, Ed Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Eddie Trunk, Ed Trunk. Just ridiculous. Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys. How you doing tonight?
Yeah. 10.
Listen, great. You guys have the record now for the most Van Halen, I think 5 times in the first 15 minutes, and then you just hit it again. Go for the gusto, boys. 30 Van Halens in the first hour of the show.
All right.
I'm rolling on the ground laughing every time I hear Van Halen.
Thank you, my friend. Well, to me, it's crappy radio, Fez.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Ronnie and I. They're slicing up this show down the end of the hallway.
Right.
I'm sure someone's in there hovering over Rudy's shoulder right now.
It's driving me crazy, Fezzy. It is driving me crazy.
Well, they make it impossible to work.
Alex, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Alex.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, I really like your show, and I see you guys are having some troubles. Is there anything I can do personally to ease you in your troubled times?
Look, we're not even calling on the Ron and Fez Navy to get out there and do anything. I don't want any Fez's seamen running around doing stuff. We want to do our show. Let Eddie do his show.
Exactly. Enjoy whatever show you want to listen to.
What's wrong with that?
If you enjoy it, tune in.
Sean, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Sean. What can we do for you?
Hey, guys, card number 1100.
Hoo-ah!
Hoo-ah is right. Hey, how come this punk doesn't approach you guys? Why does he have to run to mommy? Why does he got to go to management and go behind your back? Why doesn't he be man enough to grab you guys on the side and say, hey, listen, it's not cool, I don't like what you're doing?
You know, that does make sense, but probably the big problem there is we only see him about once a week, and he's also at his wedding rehearsal tonight.
Right.
So, yeah, it would be difficult.
There's just not all that much time that he's in the building.
Right.
Which I say, thank goodness.
Jesus, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, guys? Yo, Fez, what's up, man? Where's Ron today?
Ronnie's here.
Oh, because they keep on dumping out.
Unbelievable.
I thought it was the Fez show today.
You see that? They're dumping out on most of what I say, Fezzy.
Right.
Go ahead, cut it up. Slice it up. I hope it sounds like crap on the air.
Yeah, this butter knife editing job that you're hearing tonight is because Ronnie and I keep getting dumped out.
Rudy is playing the dump button like it's the bongos tonight.
Dancing on it. 877-692-1027.
Fuzzy, let's take a break. You and I have to go down to a meeting. Hopefully, we'll be back up here after...
Oh, that's nasty. Oh.
We'll be back up here after the commercials. If not, we'll be in a meeting. I don't care either way.
So, you'll hear something after these commercials.
Oh, that's nasty. Oh.
It is, at least for the time being, you're listening to the Ron and Fez Show.